Hello class, so I'm going to show you how to begin your symbolic still life and explain how you're going to proceed with it. Okay, so the first step, and you're going to want to do this with the HB pencil. The first step is to do a gesture drawing of just the still life you're looking at. And you could use these sketches as references to figure out how you can compose it. But you're going to want to be doing your observation from life by looking at the still life. And you're going to want to start off light and loose, okay, as always. And I suggest doing the overhand grip. Okay, and you don't have to sight at this point. You could just kind of eyeball it, okay? You're just drawing real light and loose. Okay, so once you've established it by eyeballing it, then you can start to, do some measurements, okay? And you're gonna want to pick a basic unit, and I could pick the basic unit of, how about the height of this microphone, okay? And this microphone, by the way, is called the snowball. Okay, so I'm gonna use this as the basic unit. Okay, and right now it's okay if it's a little sketchy, but later you're going to refine this so it's nice and clean. Okay, so now I'm looking at this snowball, and I'm going to use it to measure the space from the bottom of the snowball to the top of the shoe. Okay, it's about one snowball, one snowball to the top of the shoe. Okay, now I did a measurement, and I'm realizing it's about one snowball to the top of the computer. Okay, so it's a little bit lower than I have it right now. And I'm still doing this in the HB pencil. Okay, I'm going to use my pencil to measure this angle. Okay, and I know you can't see it, but I use my pencil to measure this angle using the method I described in one of the demo videos. Basically, I'm looking for the angle, and I set my pencil perfectly vertical. Okay, and I'm realizing that this right here ends at the bottom of this. And once you are done with your construction lines, those gestural lines, the ones that you use to figure out where things are at, then you're gonna wanna erase them, okay? Otherwise they may become distracting later. Okay, so these types of lines, you're gonna want to erase them. And you're going to be doing this, actually, the final piece in a pencil. You actually want to keep this pretty light. Make sure you do this initial part in an HB pencil. Okay, so what you're going to want to do, once you've established the proportions, then you're going to want to go through and you're going to do your contour drawing. Okay, and I'm going to start by drawing the shoe. And in this project, the goal is to help, it's not only just a light source, but also create some depth. Okay, so with this shoe, I'm going to be using a little bit of a heavier lead or graphite. Okay, I'm going to be using a 4B pencil. Okay, and just as a little review, the 6B is the softest, so it's going to get the darkest mark. The 4B is a little bit harder than the 6B, still pretty dark. The 2B, which my 2B is kind of small because I use it a lot, is harder than the 4B. And then the HB is harder than all of these. Okay, so HB hardest, 6B softest. Okay, and then there's also 2H or 4H, and those would be harder than the HB. And maybe eventually I'll get to the 6B, but I'm going to start off with just the 4B in the front here. And you're going to be doing this one in graphite. Okay, if you haven't noticed yet, this one's all going to be done in graphite. Okay, and once you begin to establish your more final lines, you're gonna go through and you're gonna erase these initial lines. Okay. Okay, you want it to be nice and clean. Okay, so you want nice and clean lines. Okay, so you're gonna want to erase these, initial lines that you made to establish proportions, to figure out your composition. Okay, and you're gonna want to get nice, clean lines. Okay, and then you continue to develop that. But I'm gonna show you how you could do, another section such as this sketchbook. Okay, so sketchbook's a little bit farther away, so I might use a 2B pencil. Okay, something a little bit lighter. You could have used the 4B pencil too, but I'm gonna use a 2B. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how you can, suggest depth by using a lighter valued line in the back. Okay, and I'm gonna do this using the HB pencil, and I'm going to draw, the outlines of these drawings in the back. Okay, and I'm gonna line this up a little bit, just so I can see the line that I'm drawing in. I'm gonna line up quite a bit. Okay, you can probably see my head a little bit, but it's the only way I could draw this. Okay, and I'm gonna so in the shadow, I'm still gonna draw a thicker line. That's gonna be very light, okay? It's gonna take a little practice, just so you could develop it evenly. And sometimes you can just, draw it in and then go over it lightly and line it up. But sometimes you press too hard, you'll also erase it. So it just takes a lot of practice to get an evenly light line that's thick, okay? Okay, and that's what you could do to create a lighter line, okay, and create some depth. And it's up to you how light you want to go with it. Okay, and I'm going to leave it at this stage, but you get the idea. You're going to continue this development across the whole composition.